This Life as a Villainess dropped about a month ago, and I was actually very reluctant to give this a chance. Its concept just came across as a reskin of every other isekai I've been seeing lately, but man, I actually got around to watching this thing, and yeah, I was wrong. So, without further ado, let's get into. Now, Davey, well, just take 3 seconds to figure out how our protagonist ends up in our new world. Don't worry, I'll wait. Well, yeah, if you guessed off by a truck, you were absolutely dead on. Yeah, I know I said this wasn't a generic Isekai skin, but you have to understand this truck's on a rampage. So now our protagonist gets reincarnated as Katerina Kleis, the 7-year-old daughter of a noble family. Oh, royalty. So while on a walk with Prince Giorgio over here, she trips and bumps. As a result of this, she slowly becomes aware that she's been reborn in Fortune Lover, an Otsumi game she liked playing during her past life. And then she proceeds to freak the hell out. So now you're asking yourself, why would she freak out? This is the stuff of dreams, right? Right? Well, not exactly. Even though I would love to live inside an Otsumi world, our protagonist here got reincarnated as this game's villainess. So she was either destined to be killed or exiled, no matter what path she took in life. So, in response to existential threat, she holds what I can only describe as a council meeting, and then she decides that the best way to prevent her ill fate is to, and I'm not making this up, farm. Yeah, I can't make this up. So, you basically get reborn into. So you did get reborn as a princess, and you decide that the best way to protect yourself is to farm. So this one left me scratching my head, and I wasn't alone. So all the characters on seeing her do this for the first time could not even comprehend what was going on. So now, to be fair, the reasoning behind this was to improve her earth magic in tandem with sword skills, so she could save herself from certain doom. But Loki, this scene alone got me hooked into the entire series. Talking about Doom, Katarina later gets introduced to her will be brother Keith, whom she recognizes as one of her Doom flags. So, after a self preservative contemplation, she decides that in order to prevent Keith's Doom flag from ever manifesting, she would have to shower him with attention and affection, but mostly attention. So from there, one thing leads to another, and Katerina gets injured by Keith's magic. She wakes up to find out that Keith has himself in his room, the very thing she was trying to avoid. She jumps right out of the bed, across the hallway, and to the front of Keith's door to apologize to him, hoping he'd come out. This sadly does not work. So, this is the point where our princess turns around in defeat to mope. Nah, fam, I'm just kidding. She as an absolute legend took an axe and chopped away at this boy's door. Then she grovels and tells Keith that as long as she's there, he's not going to be lonely and that she's looking forward to spending her time with him. Now, fam, that is what I call a loving sibling, unlike some siblings I do know. This scene actually made Katerina an absolute legend in my eyes. So, the series actually continues with Katerina making many of these self preservative moves as she meets other characters that basically have an affiliation with her doom. So, unbeknownst to Katarina, while protecting herself, she actually also does significantly good things for these characters. And I'm talking about, yeah, impacting their lives level of significance. So, this leads to her growing up alongside a group of friends, or a harem, if I may use the term so loosely, that's ready to look out for her and each other. So, one thing I would actually like to insert is that Katerina is clumsy, but isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. But luckily, she has her arm to cover up. Yeah, I said Katrina was doing a lot of good for the members of Harem. Well, it came at a cost. So it turns out that during some of her social efforts towards self preservation, she unknowingly took away some important events from them, derailing the paths and ultimately changing her own. So the most prominent of these was the event she stole, in air quotes, from Alan, the brother of her fiancée, Gorgio, over here. Originally, Alan was meant to meet Mary in a garden and compliment her green thumb, which would have led the both of them to essentially become a couple. But no, Miss Clyde had to do it instead and take that away from him. Needless to say, he was pissed. He challenged Katerina to a tree climbing contest, and from there, they became friends. Yeah, so, yeah. One of the things I actually love about this anime is that it knows how to actually subvert your expectations. When you think you know the plot, it's just going to tell you, hold your horses, we're not done yet. So, in episode 7, they introduced a little plot twist. It turns out that not one, but actually two people have been isekai'd, and the second one is Katarina's friend from a past life being reincarnated as Sophia. So she isn't really aware of her situation like Miss Clyde is. The most she has of her past life are glimpses in her dreams and her emotional attachments from the previous life, as illustrated in the dungeon scene where Katerina almost dies. Like, Sophia could almost instinctively tell that she's lost Katerina once before. Other YouTubers actually say that it was foreshadowed in previous episodes. Well, I didn't really catch that. I mean, she has this massive harem surrounding her, and almost every member actually does their best to look out for Katrina. Sophia didn't really stand out to me in any way. So, two other mysterious figures introduced are the guy that actually saved Katerina from certain death and the black fog that follows Katerina around, whose motives I do not know. Frankly, I don't want to know enough about either of them to speculate, and I don't really know enough about them to speculate, and I don't want to. So, actually, look forward to continue being wild by this glorious isekai. Remember to smash that like button if you've enjoyed the content. Would really help the channel out. Until next time, it's been your boy, anywhere. So.